So again, more here to talk to you a little bit more about the resources that we presented you for the University of Cincinnati. Topics that we'll cover today are we're gonna go a little bit in depth about the tuition fees, the scholarships that we showed but didn't really talk much about it. We will also tell you a little bit more about the city life, transportation, housing, and all the tiny details that we didn't have time to cover during our previous video. Let's go. Starting with city life and transportation, Cincinnati, like we said in the previous video, is a typical Midwestern city with a lot of things to do. Transportation is available with buses on campus. For a mile radius, you can get free transportation provided by the University of Cincinnati. They have shuttles running pretty much the whole day and a little bit during the nighttime. There's also other shuttles that students can order to get picked up anywhere in a mile radius around the campus during nighttime as well. It runs throughout the whole night. So if you are in the university, let's say super late because you had an exam that you were studying for and you have to go back home and don't feel comfortable walking back, you can order those shuttles and it will take a couple minutes before they get to the campus, but they can take you and bring you back home safely. So my personal international journey, it's a little bit different from most international students. I started from a community college, ended up to a university, and I also lived in a couple different places in the United States. I started by living in Seattle, Washington, where rent is a little bit expensive compared to where I'm currently living in the Midwest. So another good thing about coming to the University of Cincinnati, I would say, is housing is very affordable. There are a couple different options that you can choose from. First of all, there's a university housing where you get immersed with the university life. You get to be involved in so many different things that you will learn and grow from. There's also apartment housing or shared homes where you can split the rent with a couple different students. And if you have the chance to drive like I do, you can go a little bit further away from the university. That allows you to find housing that is a little bit cheaper than around campus, because everything that is close to campus tend to be a little bit more expensive. So rent around campus can range anywhere from I would say $800 to a little bit over $1,200 based on the kind of accommodation you want. Not everyone likes to live, in a tiny area. Some people enjoy living in like much bigger spaces. That will be eventually a little bit more expensive, but if you can afford it, why not, right? You just have to be comfortable going to school, learning, and doing your best at it. So let's talk a little bit more about the nightlife, because education doesn't only stop itself at going to school, taking classes, and doing exams. There's a lot of nightlife in Cincinnati, like I said in the previous video, and students have so many different organizations. Like if you are into Greek life, we have frats that you can join. I don't know how that works because I'm not part of a frat, but if that is something that you'll be interested in, there's a lot of frats around campus that you can try to join. Also, there are nightclubs, bars, if you are into those kind of things, and actually any sort of entertainment that you are looking for, either sports or how can I say it, any sort of cool entertainment that like a youngster will be into, it's available around Cincinnati. Now let's talk about the important stuff, the money. So tuition at the university is about $26,799 a year, but there are lots of scholarships. You don't need to run away yet. So from what we've learned and like throughout our researches and our experience going to the school, there are two main scholarships for international students. One is for freshmen, that ranges from $5,000 to $20,000, and it's all merit based. So that means if you apply based on the grades, your SAT score, and all the exams that they require from you, if you get a good score, you can get anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000. Transfer scholarships for transfer students like myself range from $5,000 to $15,000, and based on your transfer GPA, it's a merit-based scholarship, so you can get it right away without doing any extra application for those scholarships. Another thing is they have so many other external scholarships that any international students can apply to. They're not proctored by the university, but they have links to those scholarships assigned to a website. We will make sure to put the link down below so that if you're interested in those, you can go ahead and check them. Another super important thing for every international student: job opportunities. Let's get it. The University of Cincinnati is ranked #1 public university in the co-ops and #3 overall in the nation for employment opportunities in general. As we said in the previous video, the total income or the earnings of all the students that are participating in this program is up to $75 million a year, which is like huge. So I would just try to categorize this to make it a little bit easier for people to relate to. I'm an engineering student, for example, and I am required to do co-op after my sophomore year every other semester. That means I have to take class during a particular semester, and the next semester I have to be working for an employer full-time. That gives me the opportunity to put in practice what I'm learning in school, but also opens the door to a lot more connections outside of just the scope of going to school, learning, getting your degree, and that's it, period, you know. I also know a bunch of international students that are in other majors like business. Like my partner, the editor of this video, is an accounting major, and he has had couple opportunities when it comes to employment. He had intern in different companies that I do not want to disclose their name, but there are lots of opportunities for international students, and any student that goes pretty much in the University of Cincinnati to get employment opportunities, we have huge career fairs where like more than 300 employers are present looking for that fresh road talent, you know what I'm saying? So make sure to look into that because it is super valuable. This chapter, or I would say this episode, is coming to an end, but before we go ahead, we want to give you more resources about the University of Cincinnati. If this is a particular university that you're interested in, please make sure to check UC International Facebook page. They share a lot of information with the community. IPALS, it's written IPALS. It's also a group, a student group that does a lot of events around campus. They can show you around, tell you a little bit more about also the international journeys, and reach out to us, to anybody that you know is going to this particular school, because they can be of huge interest to show you the good ways, or I would say any good information that you need to know in order to make this journey happen. Alright, I hope to catch you in the next one, and please subscribe to this channel if you find this interesting. Let's go!